Welcome back, everybody, to the Upstate of Mind podcast. We want to thank everyone that's supported us through the first two episodes. This is our third installment of the podcast. If you're new here, we talk about any and everything under the sun. I promise you. And this is yours truly, Swanathan, Uncle John, John Swan. You can spell it with an O. You can spell it with an A-W. Do not spell it with an H.
I'm Jizzle. I'm Katie Dunbar.
And of course we got Glizzak in the back, aka
Yes, sir.
We back.
We back.
So how we starting tonight, man? How y'all feeling tonight?
Who we starting with tonight? Who want to start it off? Kick it off.
So I kick this John off.
Yes, sir.
You know, we're going to get right into it. First topic of the day we're going to hop into is, why do you fellas think relationships don't last these days?
Good question right there.
How much time we got?
Well, for a nigga that's in a relationship, married, I'm going to tell you from what I think is the problem with people that's single. You know what I mean? Not the problem, but from what I'm observing is, it's just like no communication. Well, so can I give you like 2-3 reasons why I think?
Do your thing.
Go off, nigga.
So I think for sure it's the communication factor. I think it's weird to have certain conversations, and maybe we don't know how to have the conversations with each other because, you know, for me, it's hard for me to have a conversation with a female because I never really had a spicy conversation with anybody for real, like my parents and I. So I feel like the communication, I feel like Instagram or social media in general, because I feel like people are seeing a lot of things that, you know, we see the good that all these people have. That's all they post, you know, it's just the good things. So I don't think that they really show when niggas is really arguing in the crib and what that really look like and how they really have to deal with those problems.
Do you think you're supposed to though? Do you think like are you not supposed to?
I think you ain't supposed to have no. Me though, I think what will really help relationships is, I know this is spicy take and y'all could kill me, but I think that the social media's got to get deleted. I just don't see what the point is. I think to get one, I think to have one is, you know, single. Like, you know, you got to show what you got. Like, you know, showing what you look like, whatever. But I think after that, if you don't have no business, there's no point to really have a social media because if you got your girl, it's gonna be problems with girls liking this, you liking the picture. If you got a dude, this niggas liking this, not a dude saying you can't have to follow. It's just too much spiciness for me. But that's what I feel like, and I feel like that's helped me in my relationship. Is just not having no social media, just because we know how niggas is. You get what I'm saying?
So do you think that like pertains to why a lot of relationships don't last, or no?
Yeah, now for sure. That's what we're saying for now. I'm guessing. Well, that's
all
in
general.
know.
Why you think? Yeah, I was about to say what you know. So I would ask. Yeah. What I want to ask you is, so do you think it's more like relationship envy, like seeing all that stuff? You know, you get on social media, you see like, oh, they taking trips, they doing this, he posting this to make like you so like you saying like it's hard for people to see this and like be comfortable with what you're going through. Like I should be able to have that too, but you saying like they don't show the work that's put in behind doors, like. You don't know what they go through. It might look like they having a great relationship, but he could be cheating on her. So that's kind of like what you speaking on.
Yeah, and what was the thing that you said? I forgot what you said, but I really wanted to get in on it. But I'll let John go for now and then see what he's thinking, and then I'll come back if I can remember. Swan, sorry.
Swan,
crazy. I'm going crazy.
Swanny J, whatever you want. You know,
just don't spell it with an H.
Just please do not spell it with an H.
I'm trying to think where the H should be at though.
John. Yeah. I don't spell my name like that.
All right, bro.
Yeah. But honestly, I feel like for me it come down to 3 words. Accountability, humility, and sacrifice. You feel me? Like, I feel like at the end of the day, I'm gonna talk about just sacrifice first. Is sometimes you gotta give some stuff up. Like, you gotta give stuff from your old life up. You know what I'm saying? You single, you live a certain life. You in a relationship, it's a different life. You feel me? whatever the case may be in any relationship is different. You know what I'm saying? Like he just said, you got to get. I don't totally agree. I don't feel like I need to give up social media to be in a relationship, but like every relationship is different. And if social media is a problem and you can't give it up, how bad do you want it? You know what I'm saying? Like if this is what you want, give up what is supposedly not as important as this relationship.
And let me just clarify. When I mean relationships, I mean marriage. So
Yeah.
that's might have been where I messed up, because not boyfriend, girlfriend. I would not understand.
And another thing on that,
gram.
if you are not dating to marry, y'all just fucking.
Nah.
The way I see it, bro, there has to be an end game. You know what I'm saying? If the end game is not marriage, the end game is breaking up. And if you're not married, you single. What do you say on your taxes?
That's very toxic.
No, that's very true and logistical to me. I like how you speaking right now,
bro. If we not married,
nigga, what?
I am not beholden to you.
So you telling me if you go to cuff a bitch or a female, my fault. If you go to cuff a female, you only with her to. I mean, what you with her for?
Well, if I'm cuffing it, like I said,
what you with her for? You boyfriend or girlfriend? What you with her for?
Well, we're dating to marry, right?
Oh, well, hope, right?
Yeah.
but that's the conversation y'all gotta have before.
Well, of course.
But
the thing is, you know, a lot of people is not having that conversation. They don't know where they stand, and the way I really feel about it is, like, for me, I do date to marry. If I find myself not doing the right thing, then I'm like, well, I think marriage is out of the question. Because I can't even make the sacrifice to do the right things. I'm still trying to live my old life. You feel me? Why are you looking at me like that? Why you looking at me like that? What you?
So say like you can't do right for you in your case. You can't do right.
Can't get right.
You not. So now marriage off the table for you in your mind, right?
And that goes back to my 3 words. If you can't you can't do right, have some humility.
Nah, let Q finish.
A lot of dudes be having too much pride to say this ain't working because of me. You know what I'm saying?
So you do that,
and that's accountability. Yes.
No, yes. I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm just asking if you do it or not.
To me, I'm not gonna like. I won't get into anything serious unless I feel like I did some work. You know what I'm saying? I felt like if I feel like I'm about to take a big step, I'm not doing that unless I felt like because I'm not doing that unless I had some accountability. Back to the 3 words, and I looked in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? I looked in the mirror. I said, well, if I want to have this life, I have to give this up. I'm gonna have to give this up. I'm gonna have to live this way. I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to drop that humility and be able to, or not drop. I'm gonna have to pick up some humility, put my pride down, and talk to the girl. Tell her how I feel.
So what you
tell her where I'm wrong.
What you was
stuff
gonna
like
ask
that.
me, Keith?
So why do you go back and invest time into people that you already messed up with?
Because I think I could get it right. sometimes I convince myself that I could get it right. You know
so where is the humility in that though?
Ladies and gentlemen,
like you know
we got
you know in your heart that you didn't change yet, but you still go back to you. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results.
I 100% agree with that. And the thing is, I have not been right in every situation I've been in. But what I will say in those situations, my thinking on those situations was, okay, I didn't get it right the first time. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everything is a one-time thing until you do it the second time.
But what changed? If you're the same person that from the first time and you're the same person the second time, what's the point?
To me, it's you gotta accept your faults. Like I said, looking at me, like when I come back to, like if I were to come back to a situation, or if I were to come back to my ex, I wouldn't do that unless I was like, okay, look, this is where I was wrong in the last relationship. I want to change that. I want to change things about what I did the first time, and I'm coming to you, putting it on the table. I was wrong here. I'm gonna be honest, and I would like to change that, and I'm working on changing that. Now, nobody's perfect. I might mess up. Like, I don't look at myself like I don't feel any worse about myself for messing up a second time or something like that, because in my head, like, people mess up hundreds of times wanting to be better. You know what I'm saying?
So you would say that relationships don't last, like you play a major part in that.
Yeah, I would say I played the biggest relationships. My relationships,
you played like the most.
I 100% have played the biggest part in my relationships not lasting.
And that's why a lot of women don't like men.
But I would to your point, what I will say is
a lot of women don't like men because they ain't trying to spend no money.
What I will say is everything is a choice. Like, you can go into a situation and you say you want to be better, but every mistake you make is a choice. A mistake is you don't go back and you learn from it. You don't go back and do the same thing. If you're conscious of what you did and you do the same thing, you're not really putting the work in. What I'm trying to tell you is that everything is a choice. Temptation, we all feel temptation.
Yeah.
It's a choice to the decision that you make. If you make that decision to go do that, you're not really committed to what you got going on. Like, you can say you growing, but at the end of the day, nobody can force you to step out in your relationship. Nobody can force you to do the things to ruin your relationship. Yeah. So,
and I don't look at those. I don't look at any mistake I made as something that was unavoidable or it wasn't a choice. And I don't look at any mistake I've made as something I regret. Like even cheating. I've cheated before. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't look back at it and say, "Oh man, I wish I didn't do it," because in that moment, I wanted that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anything, like, I'm someone that lives my life where it's like, I can never say I did not do something I did not, like, that I didn't want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, I look at it like, I probably, for the relationship, I probably shouldn't have fucked that bitch. But in that moment, that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted, like, I can't
So you didn't want to marry the girl that you was with.
And sometimes that's a realization that sometimes those realizations you don't even come to till you do the wrong thing and realize, man, if I'm doing the wrong thing, can I get right? Is this right? You know what I'm saying? Is what I'm in, like, the thing is, you cheating or you stepping out or you doing, like, people gonna see it differently. It might not be a wrong thing, because I don't necessarily see me cheating as a wrong thing ever. Because if I did it, well, that tells me something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
see, I gotta.
If I'm cheating on my John, I can't come back and look at my John and be like, "This the one."
But it gotta be a reason why you cheated, though. You know what I'm saying?
Because I wanted to.
But this ain't his intervention, though. We just talking about.
The thing is,
we just asking the question at hand. Like, what do we think is the issue?
No woman has ever drove me to cheat. Like, any pussy I got, I wanted it.
Nah, but we just going into, like, I think it's more so him elaborating on what he's saying, like, not him specifically, but like his points of view, like, not trying to be at him or like say, but just like elaborating on what he really mean. Like, and I'm not saying everybody definitely did they stance and did whatever they did, but it's what you do moving forward. Like,
and that's where accountability comes in.
Right. So
I think that's where
I agree with your 3
comes
points. You got 3 great points.
A lot of stuff that is a downfall of relationships.
And I think it really all stemmed from communication, bro. People don't talk. That's what it is. It's that's why. Well, my fault. Let me let you get right though. Real quick.
I mean, y'all vibing. I'm vibing with y'all.
What you think, for real? What you think?
So for me, I feel like relationships don't last because people have selfish mindsets, and people don't really desire to do the work that's required to coexist with someone else. You know. On top of baggage that people bring in, people tend to ignore people's mindsets as well. That this is who I am, this how I move, take it or leave it. That right there can indicate that a person doesn't have the desire to do the work to make that relationship last. Also, I feel like people are stuck in their ways, so they want to do things for you that they feel you should appreciate, not necessarily what makes you feel appreciated. Maybe it worked for somebody in a previous relationship, but every one person is not the same. So what you did for them may not work for me. We two different people. So I just feel like it's the mindset. You will never find success in love if you try to love people in a language you feel fit. You have to love them in a language that fits for them.
100%.
That's deep.
So
100%.
On top of all that, it's just you gotta get to know your new partner. On top of all that, you wanna go into people just don't have respect for their partners. They don't show their partner affirmation, and they don't make their partner feel desired. You know, men. I'm speaking to men and women because men, just like women, they desire the same things emotionally. Nobody wants to feel like everything they do goes unnoticed. Nobody wants to feel like no matter how hard you try, it's not good enough. You know, after a while, you get tired of trying to prove your worth. So after a while of trying to prove your worth and getting no nothing in return, you don't want to deal with that no more. So I feel like I tell people all the time, I feel like if in your heart that's where you want to be, try to do the work. But eventually you have to evaluate the situation and see, like, is this really worth the time? Because at the end of the day, you got to realize some people baskets just have too many holes to be filled in that moment of time in their life. And that's not a burden you should continuously take on, because now you're taking away from yourself. So that's why I feel relationships, that's some key factors in my mind why I feel like relationships don't last.
Relationships are hard work, man. Like, and you gotta accept
constant work.
You gotta accept and be aware that it is hard work, and it's always gonna be a work in progress.
But what are we talking about? Because I feel like, are we talking about relationships or marriage? I feel like it's two different things.
You got to build to go to marriage. So all of it is a process. You don't just meet somebody and be like, oh, I want to marry you. It's tons of work that goes into getting to marriage. Like, and the work that's before marriage, it's the same work that you do in marriage. Like, the work does not stop. It's continuously. It's continuous work. Like, it's a job, and you have to be able to make like y'all said, you have to make sacrifices. If you're not willing to make the sacrifices for your partner, not for you, you might have to do some things that's not something that you want to do, but you're willing to do out of love for your partner. Everything that you do in a relationship, especially in marriage, is for your partner. You want to keep your partner happy. That's how you keep a happy relationship, is you keep me happy, I keep you happy. I attend to the things that you need, you attend to the things I need.
But I think my fault, I'm not disagreeing with nothing, but I think when it comes back to is the communication. Let me know what you want, and I'll let you know what I want. And then it should be no questions. That's how I live with my relationship. It should be no questions, because I'm telling you exactly what it is I want or what I need. You get what I'm saying? And I would want her to tell me the same. You get what I'm saying? I think makes it so much easier if y'all just talk. If y'all can just talk, I promise y'all will have a better relationship. In my eyes.
Communication is one factor of doing the work. Yeah. You can communicate. I can tell you how I feel. I can tell you what I need. And because you have a selfish mindset, you can still choose to ignore it and do things that you think that. And I said it goes back to doing what you feel your partner should appreciate. No, I told you I like things this way. Told you I wanted you to do it that way. But you're doing it your way is meaning that the communication not working because you have work to do on yourself.
And a lack of respect too. It could be a lack of respect too.
That's the deciding factor to me on the relationship moving forward. Yeah. But you see what I'm saying? Like, if they just said it what it is, everything could just be like, just let me know before we move forward. You know what I mean?
And what you asked earlier, like about like, well, I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna just say this. That's the last thing I'm gonna say is there's a difference between, like, there's dating and then there's being in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? There, you could date. You know what I'm saying? To see, like, bro, I'm a full believer in see what's out there. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's a difference between, like, you dating and trying to figure out, you know, what you like, what works for you, and who works well with you. But then, like, once you make that decision that, all right, this is what I want to work on, you gotta do the work. You know what I'm saying?
For my topic this week, I just want to see what you guys would want to, if there was one piece of advice that can stick with your kid throughout his or her life. I want a boy and a girl. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, that's another conversation. But I want the boy and the girl's piece of advice, and if it could really stick with them, what would it be? I can go first if y'all want.
Let's hear the cameraman first. Let's get the cameraman out there first.
Yeah, I mean, I think
boy first though. I want to hear the boy first, and then we
Boy
can go back
first?
for girls after.
I'm gonna go with both. You know what I'm saying? And I'll elaborate off there. I think the best thing I'll tell them is same thing I told y'all a few times, just really just to lead by example, you know what I'm saying? Like if you got an idea and you might bring it to somebody, if you bring it to me and I'm your dad and you like this might what I wanna do and I like it and you guys might not like my decisions, blah blah blah. I'd rather you do it. Show me that you doing it and that you invested in, that you not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So then I could be behind you in it. You know what I'm saying? Even with your friends, like you might got an idea, you might want to go out and do this, and like, bro, they don't want to go. Just do it yourself. And if they come, then they come around. As long as you know that you made a decision that you wanted to do, instead of looking at somebody else to make the decision to make sure you're comfortable with it. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be who you are. Like, don't try to look for validation in anybody else type shit. And that's why I go to like that lead by example type things. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Great, John.
One thing of advice I would give my son, my unborn son, I would say, don't laugh at things you don't find funny.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna elaborate on that. It's not. I'm not talking about like you just chilling with your friends, just laughing, joking around. Like not that. I'm talking about you in professional rooms with the white man. These are situations that a young black man is gonna be in.
Nigga, your kid might be mixed.
Regardless,
talking about that nigga's gonna look just like me.
Even if he mixed, I'll give him the same advice as a man.
You gotta be
my
in
man
the
get his advice. Y'all going crazy.
You don't laugh at things you don't find funny because that's how you get hoed. You feel me? Hoed.
And what do you mean by that?
So you out to dinner with the boss. You know what I'm saying? You out to dinner with the manager. He's saying the jokes. He's saying all this. Now you wanted him. You know what I'm saying? Now you just wanted the crowd. You know what I'm saying? You following the crowd. A lot of times people laugh at things they don't find funny because everybody else laughed. And that's how you lose respect. That's how that's how niggas start thinking shit is sweet in the business world. You know what I'm saying? And not even just in the business world, just in life. You know what I'm saying? This nigga laugh at everything. He think everything. You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga laugh at like people that laugh. People you don't have the same respect for the people that laugh at all your jokes as the people that only laugh at the actual stuff that's funny. And this is not even on a joke, like on a joking matter. It's like you letting people know I'm not about to play with you. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a problem with your manager. You know what I'm saying? You come in and they've been on some bullshit. They try to lighten the mood. They try to joke around. You know, like you in a situation where someone's trying to lighten the mood and you serious. Don't laugh. Don't smile at them. Don't be kiki and all that. Let them know you about business.
So basically, stand on what you stand on.
Stand on what you stand on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't let nobody hold you. And if you're serious, then be serious. Don't come. Don't come into. If you're serious about a request, serious about your money, serious about what you're supposed to have, serious about what belongs to you, then there's nothing to laugh about. You got something I want.
So is that for your daughter too?
No.
For me, if I could give my son any advice that could stick with him for the rest of his life, I would give my daughter the same exact advice. And that advice I would give to both of them is love yourself. I feel like we put ourselves in a lot of situations that are main results from not loving ourselves. Like, and it could be ranging from family, friends, relationships. When you love yourself, I feel like if you truly love yourself, you wouldn't be in a lot of situations that we may have been in through our life. Like you might not spend so many years in a relationship that didn't benefit you if you really realize how much you love yourself. Like the moment you try to do the work to make things last with other people in your life and see that there's no change in results and you're not getting nothing to benefit that situation, you will love yourself enough to take a step away from that situation and move on and cut ties from that so you can continue to blossom. You won't let anything stop your shine or hold you back when you love yourself. When you love yourself, you put yourself first, and then you put everything else around you to fit into what you have going on. So I just feel like when you love yourself, you just move at you move at your own beat. So and when you move at your own beat, you draw people to you, and you're not drawing to people. So when you're not drawing to people, we living in your world. So I just feel like when you love yourself, when you truly love yourself, you just live at a higher happiness. Like your happiness is at a higher level. You dealing with a lot less stress because you putting yourself first. I feel like a lot of us say we got big hearts because we put up with a lot of things to try to make others feel good. I don't feel like that's something that somebody who truly loves themselves would allow themselves to do. Like granted, like situations, you're gonna have to put other people's first in some type of way, but like overall, you should know when enough is enough. And that's why I feel like if you love yourself, you would never second guess how many times is too many times before you step away.
Not sustainable type
Yeah,
shit.
so I just feel like love yourself first and love everybody else accordingly from that.
Yeah.
Well,
What about you, Jizzle?
I think that both of them had a pretty serious. Well, all of y'all had a pretty serious response to that. But basically, what I would tell my son is to just wait for the pussy. Like the pussy gonna come. You gonna get pussy for the rest of your life. Vagina is not that important in high school. It is what it is. They're gonna come and they go. You get what I'm saying? That shouldn't be what you really worried about. And I think that's what we was really worried about. I don't know about y'all, but niggas was chasing stuff that we could have been.
Played a part.
It was heavy. It was heavy on my mind.
Yeah, so I mean, like I know that took away from me being in the gym where I should have been at, or just doing anything, even if it's with school or with work, might be calling off work to, even though I was pretty good with the work situation, but just anything. Like I would just tell him to, if you know what you want to do, just let, maybe even not pussy, but distractions. Just let that, just be able to be in your, like, just be able to be motivated and stay in your lane. If I could make it a little more PG for people, you know what I mean? Just stay in your lane, know what you want to do, and just know that your fruits of your labor will come. You just have to be able to sit and enjoy the process.
Keep those priorities in check.
Yeah, keep the priority. And now, as I'm going on, these are way better things than what I said about the pussy. Keep your priorities.
Wait for the pussy.
Yeah, wait for the pussy. Like, but
that,
yeah, go ahead.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like that's all that stuff ties into why I feel like you should love yourself. Like, because if you love yourself, you putting your goals first, and if they not supporting the goals in the way that you need them to support, you're gonna get away from them. Like when you love yourself, I just feel like you put everything that you love and you desire to get out of life first. Like, so when we was back wilding, like them relationships, fucking around, like whatever the case may be, it took away from us really putting that work in. How we was like when we was there, maybe we worked hard, and I say maybe because like. We know we about to be starting. We know we about to be on the court. Like, how hard are we really working? Like, how often did we go in the gym and work on stuff that was not our strong suits? Like, so I just feel like it's a lot of things that just like, yeah, we distracted ourselves with a lot of things because we wasn't putting ourselves first. So
that's a nice haircut, by the way.
I appreciate that. It was a good. He did his thing today. I ain't
and that's not Dickie in.
Frankie did that.
Yeah, Frankie did that.
I thought he did. Yeah.
I was very satisfied with my cut today.
Frankie, the best barber in Rochester. I'll say that.
Relax.
Hey, bro. Hey, we can take a vote on who the best barber in Rochester is. I got two Frankies.
We gotta have a couple different boys. We gotta have a couple different boys.
Y'all know my story.
I know some nice.
You know my story.
I know some nice
20 barbers since I moved up here.
I know some talented barbers around the town.
And I heard Frankie be fucking niggas up. No offense to you, bro.
I ain't gonna throw smut on his name.
I don't know.
He don't fuck black people up.
Yeah, people just don't know how to cut my hair tight.
Oh, so he fucked you up?
Yeah, they don't know how to blend. Nobody here knows how to blend.
He never had a white boy.
He ain't fucked you up though, Swan?
Oh, I got a picture of him fucking him up.
Listen.
What about you? What about you?
It was what I asked for.
Frankie ain't never do me wrong. When I text Frankie hit me back. Like, if I call Frankie, you feel me? Other people do.
Frankie, man, I asked for it. It was my problem. I was the problem.
So you don't. So he really fuck with KD more than he fuck with
That's
you.
what I'm saying. Because a lot of people say it's hard to get in. They say it's hard to get in touch with Frankie. I don't have no problems getting in touch with Frankie. Like if I be like, yo, can you get me in the morning? Or they gonna get me in the morning?
You're the only one that said
I've been loyal for years. That nigga don't answer his phone
him.
like that now. Well, thank you for sitting through this podcast with us, vibing with us.
It's number 3 or 4?
This is number 3, man. This is number 3. We want to thank you again for all our subscribers, viewers, commenters, supporters. We ask that you keep doing that.
Much love.
We want more subscribers. We want more views, more love, more support, and more feedback too. So
Yeah.
Take it all. We need it all. Wow.
Definitely. Well,
Yeah, we gotta get up out of here. But one more thing that I want to say before we leave is, like I said earlier, love yourself. And yeah.
That was nice.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I mean,
You know I gotta say peace and blessings.
best advice: a break of fentanyl. Just
Wow, right on peace and blessings. Man, we gotta get him out of here, man. We appreciate you guys. Love. Be safe.